get your best ones, take them home, cut the bottom off, put them in water and leave them in the back garden, move them in as late as you can, and that keeps the needles on. But the first one is the Norway spruce, Picea
sort of
abies.
traditional tree, that one, isn't it?
It is the original one. It's the one that had a lot of bad press some years ago about losing needles, really because they were brought in from abroad and they were quite old before we put them up. But now most of them are grown in the UK. They hold their needles a little bit more, but there is some needle fall on this one.
And is there nothing you can spray on a tree to stop the needles?
You can do spray, but adding water into the reservoir that's holding the stump, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit, significantly helps.
It's easier said than done, though, isn't it? Because I know that I've tried that, and you're crawling underneath, and then you've got maybe a few presents around it, and you've got it, but then they start to sag just a little bit as they go, and they've got the baubles on and the tinsel. It's quite hard getting under there in the first place.
It is, and then it gets down the back of your neck and seems to work all the way down your clothing. But the needles here we can do some stuff to hold them on, but if you're buying this, you are going to have some needle drop. They're easy to put the baubles on because they're quite thinner branches, and something like this, they're quite quick to grow as well. So a tree like this starts at about £4.50 a foot, so a 7-foot one is about £31.50, so they're quite cheap in comparison.
And
next one.
Yeah, next one. Is it worth ever buying one that's got roots that you can plant in the garden afterwards?
Well, unless you're buying a container-grown tree, which is the tree that's actually grown into the pot, most of them are containerised, so they're dug up and lots of the roots are damaged, then put into small pots. We put them inside the house. It's very unlikely that they'll survive. But so it's really just to buy the ones that are cut or container grown specifically. This is the Nordmann. It's a bit more expensive. Lovely silver underside of the leaf. They do hold the needles on considerably more than the spruce. This one would be about, it's £7.50 a foot, so what's that? That's £52.50 for something like that. So a lot more money, but it doesn't drop the needles, and they're lovely trees. And this is prices starting from, some trees are really, you know, much fuller and some less, but it'll give, just to give you an idea in comparison.
All right,
that's a nice shape.
Another one here is the blue spruce. I love this one. I had this one last year. It does drop some needles like the first one. It's about £5, starts off at about £5.50 a foot. So if this was the same heart of the other one, it would be about £38.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
It
nice
really
and pale.
smells lovely.
It is. It's pale. You get the scent with it as well. Any of these spruces, you get that lovely Christmas scent, which really makes the room when you get in at home. And the last one here, which is a bit different. This is a beautiful example. This is a pinus, which is a lodgepole pine. It comes in with its own decorations as well. Look at that. There we are. Look at those little babies.
Yeah, look at those. What did you
hanging on there? Just little.
Just little ones nestling in there. So this is pretty good. It's the same price as the first one, so it comes out about £4.50 per foot. But it is very popular. The pinus is one of the winners. Lodgepole pine.
Lovely. That's great.
Fabulous.
I'll give you some tips about choosing trees. So when you get to the garden centre, you can get a little bit of a rash if you're pricked by the foliage itself. So wear gloves when you go to buy them. Some people suffer from the rash. It's 4 Fs. First one is freshness. So really feel the weight of a tree. If you compare it to other trees that you're picking up, the heavier one generally has a bit more moisture and therefore may last a bit longer. And I usually give it a bang.
Oh.
Because if you see some of the greener needles falling off, you know it's not as fresh as the others. It's almost a waterfall. 30 quid from John Lewis, and it really brightens up your Christmas bush. In addition to that, we've got a whole host of others here.